Chinatown. The place where Chinese expats preserve their national identity and culture. In many countries, Chinatowns are seen as a major commercial and tourist center, flourishing, prosperous, and deeply authentic. But in some places, Chinatown is just a name. Due to a variety of external and internal challenges, the community is on a decline. As we explore Chinatowns from around the world, we will meet passionate individuals keeping the heart of Chinatown beating and discuss their fight to preserve its rich cultural heritage.
We are at the end of a transition in Chinatown right now, which is resulting with displacement and gentrification. We don't have a choice. Other than that, we're giving up then on our historic legacy communities, and we can't do that. What is a place? What is a community? And we were talking earlier, what is the job of the second generation, kids like us?
Because of my heritage and a passion to learn more about my roots, I've decided to create a series about Chinatowns from across the globe. And now, let's dive into Chinatown Confidential, Los Angeles.
Hey, good morning, foodie friends. It's Lawrence here, and right now we are in Chinatown, LA, in sunny California, and we are just about to start my Chinatown tour here. Pretty early right now. We're going to be doing some breakfast. I found this one restaurant called East Garden Restaurant. They have probably some of the best breakfast deal in the city. For under $10, you get congee and your choice of noodles or rice roll.
Here it is. This is truly a great deal. And for under $10, you can get this congee set meal with a side of steamed rice rolls or fried noodles. This meal is a very traditional Cantonese breakfast, something I grew up with and still enjoy whenever I'm craving for some comfort food from Hong Kong. It's warm, hearty, and packed with carbs to fuel your day.
We'll see you at the next spot. Cheers.
After breakfast, I will continue this Chinatown tour with a local as we grab some dim sum and lunch.
Hey foodie friends, how's it going? It's Lawrence here, and right now we are in Chinatown, LA, outside of Wong Kok, and we are outside this dim sum restaurant when they're famous for having dim sum out the window. They come super cheap. You can get dim sum for under $1 per piece, so I'm excited to try this, especially because one, the price point is right, and this place seems pretty busy. Every time I search this place up online, it seems like they got a huge lineup, but right now I am here with John Yi.
Hey, how's it going? My name is John Yi. I'm a community activist here in this area. I actually live in Koreatown, but I'm actually running for the California State Assembly, which includes some of LA's historic neighborhoods like Chinatown, historic Filipino town.
First things first, for today's dim sum, we got some steamed char siu bao, baked curry pastry, and red bean pastry, along with some sticky rice, and of course, the classic hagao and siumai. Starting with the sticky rice, this is a lot bigger than what I'm familiar with, like a whole bowl of rice for one person.
But this is really good. Oh, got huge chunks of chicken in there as well. Nice fatty pieces, some more lean piece.
The flavor and seasoning are on point. Such a delight. This bite brings back so much memories. Next up, we have the siumai. It's not too bad, a nice porky little dumpling, a bit heavy on the MSG though. Nothing significant, but still had that classic siumai taste. The hagao, however, is much better than the siumai. It was filled with nice chunks of whole shrimp, not overly processed, but the skin, however, was a bit on the thicker side. Overall, it was not too bad, pretty much exactly what I expected for dim sum through a takeout window. The flavors remain true, rich in cultural essence. But hold on, perhaps there's an internal shift within these dishes, mirroring the struggles LA's Chinatown is facing, which is a similar story for most of these other ethnic communities throughout Los Angeles.
Yeah, so this is LA's Chinatown. We're sitting right in the heart of it. But yeah, so this is sort of where a lot of the Chinese were forcibly moved to and settled, and so dim sum, dim sum was important for me during the pandemic.
Okay.
During the pandemic, Chinatown, the shops were closed, but the restaurants were open, especially if you wanted to go dim sum, and so this was like my go-to spot. We're talking about food. It is food that brings non-Chinese Americans to Chinatown. It is food, and this is sort of the gateway in which our communities become part of the global community here in Los Angeles. And I think that's with any community in any city,
absolutely.
right? But this is why people love Chinatown. I think the food, the culture, you get so much. But these are the very things that are slowly getting displaced out of Chinatown. It is our elders who created and built these communities, and we're losing them.
What's kind of the campaign you're running for, and what are you trying to push for? What kind of changes are you hoping for the cities?
The cost of housing, it is so unaffordable to live in LA, especially in places like Chinatown where you have so much development happening and gentrification. And so the cost of housing, and I think what we're saying is like, how do we give more ownership of the land back to the community? Because like if we own our apartments here in Chinatown, we benefit from all the development, but the reality is majority of us are renters. And so we become sort of victims of the marketplace. We're millennials. My parents retired not that long ago.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking about like, what does retirement life look like to monolingual immigrant seniors? And those are my parents. And I saw what happened with my own grandparents. And so yeah, making sure our seniors can age in place and with dignity, be able to stay in their communities like Chinatown, something that we're fighting for.
Okay, nice.
What is the future of Chinatown for our generation? Like, what is our responsibility? Is it gonna look like the Chinatown of our parents? Because Koreatown or Chinatown of our parents, the jobs were different, the socioeconomic status of it's different. And I think now it is for us to figure out what that looks like. And in the face of gentrification, displacement, I think we've got to figure that out soon before we lose our communities. You know, I think in LA, a big part of our fight has been like fighting for more political representation.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we have some of the highest number of Asian Americans compared to most major cities in America, and yet we are completely underrepresented when it comes to state representation. You know, I think in our communities, I think one of the issues in our communities, we're not really told that running for office is something we can even do to begin with.
Yeah, okay.
I think we grow up mostly thinking that we gotta like make money, go into like an honorable profession, and which all are important things, don't get me wrong, but the idea of getting in politics, I think, is something that at least our older generation just definitely shied away from.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I would say it's a duty of us, the second generation, to be able to build that power in a different district. And so you're seeing more and more Asian Americans running for office. And I think what excites me is a lot of these Asian Americans are progressive. They're sort of outside the establishment party. And I think it's a growing acknowledgement that like we can't wait for our turn. We have to just go and get it ourselves.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that. That sounds perfect. Yeah.
Sounds like a hopeful and optimistic future for many years to come in LA's Chinatown. Speaking of many years, next we will be at the long-standing and legendary Yang Chow restaurant. Established in 1977, this restaurant has become a Los Angeles institution. Today, it is considered one of the most famous Chinese restaurants in the city. Through the years, they have served countless politicians, athletes, and celebrities. They are home to the world-famous slippery shrimp, which is a crunchy, shrimpy, sweet and tangy dish that is similar to the Chinese-American classics like orange chicken and sweet and sour pork. So tell me, what makes LA's Chinatown uniquely LA's Chinatown?
I think what is unique about LA's Chinatown is that, you know, residents are fighting back in this district for more representation, more affordable housing. There's a lot of great, especially progressive groups that have come out, organized especially by young folks, people of our generation and younger, who are fighting for a more equitable Chinatown. And I think that is what excites me. Because oftentimes people kind of close Chinatown, LA, saying, well, all the Chinese are moving to San Gabriel Valley. But no, I think there's something still worth for us fighting here. We have history here, we have legacy, we still have people here of our community. And I think there's a lot of people standing up and pushing back against that. We just got to make sure we preserve our neighborhoods that are already here, right? We're not displacing people in pursuit of more development.
I see. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So running for the state assembly, one of the big issues is like how as second generation Asian Americans, what is our responsibility in protecting our communities and preserving our communities, but also growing our communities, right? It's not going to look the same as it did for our parents. So that's a big reason why I'm running, is to figure out this question. So I think that is what excites me about the future.
After touring through LA's historic Chinatown, I am optimistic to see the next generation of Asian Americans fighting to preserve their communities. In an ongoing and similar story throughout North America, how can we, as the next generation, fight to preserve the identity of our Chinatowns and to protect the communities that our parents and those who came before us built?